What's up, you guys? Godzilla Fan Freaks coming at you today with another figure review. And today's figure review is the NECA Kaiju Trespasser. Or I should just say Kaiju Trespasser from NECA. And this is from the movie Pacific Rim. And I don't really keep the boxes for the basic figures like this. The only thing I did keep was like, the panel thing like this. I'm probably just going to cut off the bottom here and just keep the Trespasser part, maybe put it on my wall or something. Because Trespasser is my favorite kaiju from the film. My favorite kaiju used to be Otachi, but everybody liked Otachi, so I wanted to live dangerously and say I liked Trespasser. He was my favorite kaiju, even though he didn't have a whole lot of screen time, nearly at all. And it is kind of cool once you take in that he is the first kaiju to emerge from the breach. He doesn't have a category number. He's not a category. We never knew what category he was. And it took like 3 nukes to take him out and everything like that. And if you read the Pacific Rim comic, Day Zero or whatever it is, something zero, it kind of gives you feedback on all the stuff that happened before the movie. So yeah. Anyway, this is Trespasser. Again, no box. I just saved this. And then one thing I did notice is when I pulled these out, I actually have 2. So I don't know if that's a mistake or what. I think it is, because I know there's only supposed to be 1. It's just weird that there was, when I pulled it out, I was like, there's 2 of these. So that's interesting. So, and then there's those. And now let's get on to the figure itself. Here is Trespasser. He is very nicely detailed and painted. I am impressed by NECA. This is my very first Pacific Rim figure. I don't have any others. I'm planning on getting a Cherno Alpha soon, so to go with him. That way at least I have 1 Kaiju and 1 Jaeger. But NECA did a very good job. I did hear the first wave kind of sucked, especially with the knife head. But this is a step up. The detail is very nicely done on this figure. The paint applications are applied very nicely all over the body. You got all the yellow lines and stuff. He is kind of like a greenish, grayish, color all over his body with some browns and blacks mixed in for the horns and stuff up here. All different kinds of colors up here on his axe-shaped head, which Trespasser is also known as Axe Head, but I like to call him Trespasser. And but he's sporting all different kinds of colors up here on his forehead here. You got yellows, you got turquoise colors, greenish. All kinds of colors on both sides. And just, very nice skin detailing all the way around. Very nice, scale detail. Very nice, like, rough alligator type skin detail here on his upper thighs. Claws on his hands and his feet are all nicely sculpted and curved and painted a nice black. The inside of his mouth has the orange, which he was the only kaiju that we knew of that had like the orange inside of the mouth. The rest had like the blue glow. So I wonder, was Trespasser's blood blue, or did he have a different color blood? It kind of makes you wonder, because the rest of them have this blue glow. He just has like this orange yellowish glow. Eyes are very nicely done. Teeth are very nicely done. He also has a tongue inside his mouth, and mine can open his mouth quite a ways. I know some people, I've seen some reviews of this guy already, and I know they couldn't get the mouth to open that wide, but mine can open very wide. But very nice detail and paint job all the way around with this guy. We will move on next to Articulation. His head has a very nice range of movement. It can look side to side, not very far up. That's about as far up as you can look, and then he can look down. His arms both move at the shoulders. The elbow joint is the only thing I've heard that this figure lacks on, which does kind of suck. You really can't have him like grapple. If you have a Jaeger figure to go along with him, you can't really have him grapple a Jaeger figure. But you still get a little bit of range of movement out of both elbows. The wrists have a little bit of movement, turn and swivel around. I believe they're all on a ball joint. These little arms can move, which is nice. You can't get a whole ton of movement out of them, but you can move them up and down like that. And then they rotate at the wrists. He does have a waist joint, and then he does have hip movement here at his upper thighs. He has the knee joints, and then he has the ankle joints. And then he does have, the wire that runs through the tail to make it a bendable tail. But if you've seen my Revoltech figure reviews, you know that I don't like to bend the tails around all that much, so I'm probably just going to leave it curved to the side like this, just because I know that this rubber can wear out over time if you bend it a whole hell of a lot, and it can crack and stuff, and I don't want that to happen, and I don't want the wire to break. So yeah, that's that. And that's about it for articulation. So very good range of articulation all the way around. I am digging, I do like this shell, or whatever you want to call it, shell fin thing on the back. I've heard some people say that it's actually like a parasite, but I'm not for sure on that. For now, I just kind of call it a fin/shell. But I mean, he's a very great looking figure all the way around. Great range of articulation. Now we will go on to scaling. And I don't have any other Pacific Rim figures to scale with, but I do know that he will scale well with the Jaeger figures because they're all in the same scale line, 7 inches. So I'm just going to bring out a Bandai Godzilla. He towers over him quite a bit. So scaling is not really going to work unless you really want Godzilla to be like the underdog in the fight. So scaling with 6-inch Bandais won't really work all that well. I will also scale him up with the SH Monster Arts Godzilla. Even shorter. I mean, again, unless you want Godzilla to be the underdog in the fight, that's about it. I mean, Trespasser just towers over him. I mean, that's just insane. And next, I will bring up another Godzilla Bandai figure, but this one is from, I forget if it's 7 or 8 inches, but now this is where you kind of want to be. I mean, I want to say this is almost perfect in scale, or as close as you can get anyway. And I mean, Godzilla's, he is a little taller than Trespasser, but really, on camera, he might look taller, but actually, there's not too much of a difference there. I mean, Godzilla towers over him just a bit, but very good scaling here with the 7 or 8 inch Godzilla Bandai figures. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like the sizing with these two. And, that's about all I can say with about Trespasser, really, you guys. I mean, he's a cool kaiju. Again, he replaced Otachi as my favorite kaiju of the movie. And, I really don't care that he didn't get much screen time. And, you kind of really only see more of him in a comic book, briefly. But still, I still like Trespasser. He's a cool kaiju, and once you take everything else under consideration, that he was the very first kaiju to come up from the breach, he doesn't have a category number. And it took 3 nukes to kill him. I mean, hell, he's badass in my opinion. I wish he got more screen time. Maybe when we get that Pacific Rim sequel, maybe it will be a prequel movie to Pacific Rim, and maybe we'll see more of Trespasser. Anyways, you guys, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Hope you enjoyed this review. Like always, please comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video review. Thank you for watching.